Good evening everyone and welcome to Signed by Love episode 5. My name is Nqo and I have something beautiful that I want to share with you guys tonight. For those of you who don't know, I am doing a regular video where I just share the things that God's been speaking to my heart, and I pray that it would encourage you on your journey with Him and that you would get to live your life authentically and vulnerably and just in close relationship with Him as we journey together this year. So what I want to speak about today on Signed by Love episode 5 is the wilderness season. I think this word kind of gets thrown around in the church world. I'm in a wilderness season, or I'm in a dry season, or I feel like God's far away or He's distant. I've had those seasons in my life where I felt like, God, where are you? I can't feel your presence like I usually do, or I can't hear you like I usually hear you. And sometimes you feel afraid. You're like, God, have you left me? Have I done something wrong? Or just all these different things. But as I was walking through different seasons, the Father began to teach me about the purpose of a wilderness season and actually the work that He does in our heart. And there's so much that He does in our hearts in those seasons where we feel like we're in the wilderness, or where we feel like He's distant, or He's far away, or just all those different feelings that we might have where we're like, God, where are you? And one thing He said to me that was really powerful. He said, I'm not a feeling. I am not a feeling. And that hit my heart. I'm going, Lord, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I've been treating you like you're a feeling. I've been treating you like, I know God is with me when I have this feeling. I know who God is because I have this feeling. And it's like, no, He's so much beyond that. He's so much better than just a feeling that we have in a moment. And so I want to encourage you guys today as we talk about the wilderness season. If you're in this place, or you've been in this place, or maybe you're like, I'm not in a wilderness, but I just feel like it's far away, or I just feel like, oh, my relationship's not quite where it's at, or I just feel a little bit dry, then I want to encourage you with what the Father has shared with me about the purpose of that place. And so I'm going to read for you guys from Hosea chapter 2 and from verse 14. And it says, therefore, behold, I will allure her, or other versions might say lead her, and will bring her into the wilderness. This is God speaking. And speak comfort to her. The first thing I want to say is that place of feeling dry or feeling distant from God, or wilderness, is actually God taking away all the distractions in our lives and saying, hey, I want to come and meet with you face to face. It's not a bad place. It's actually a really good place, because it means God is taking you into a place where all other things fade away, and He's saying, hey, it's just me and you. He says, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness, and I will speak comfort to her. Other versions will say, I will speak tenderly to her. You see, when you find yourself in those times, it's actually because the Father has an invitation for you to come deeper, to come closer to Him, to come to a place where you're actually shedding other things that may have tried to take your attention, and you actually get to focus it completely on Him. He just wants to be with you. That's what the purpose of those seasons is because He wants to bring you closer to His heart and speak tenderly to you, that you would hear His voice in an accentuated way, actually. And so it's about us recognizing that, oh, this is what you're doing, God. This is not a bad place for me to bewail or to be sad about or complain about, but actually I recognize your invitation in this moment, that you want to speak to me where it's just me and you. Verse 15 says, I will give her her vineyards from there, and the valley of Achor as a door of hope. She shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, and as in the days when she came up from the land of Egypt. I love that it says in that place where you feel dry, you feel like you're in a wilderness, you might feel like I'm distant, you might feel like I've left you. He's like, no, it's an invitation, because I actually in that place want to give you your vineyards from there. He's saying, I want to bring you into a place of fruitfulness. I want to bring you into a place where you see life. That's why He says, and I will give her her vineyards from there. And it says that the valley of Achor is a door of hope. You see, those seasons are not actually something that is sad or that says that God has left you, but actually the valley of Achor, it means the valley of crying, the valley of tears, the valley of trouble. And God is saying, in that place where it feels like I'm far away, where it feels like there's hardship or there's tears, he's saying, no, this is your door of hope. Would you open up your eyes to see what I see? Because in the place where there's tears, where there's sadness, he's saying, I'm actually giving you an opportunity to step into hope, to step into newness of life, to step into a higher place of what I have for you, where we're face to face, where we're in a place of intimacy. The valley of Achor, the valley of trouble, the valley of tears is actually your door of hope. And it says she shall sing there. You know, when we recognize that this is what God is doing, when we recognize the invitation that is coming to us, where he says, hey, step beyond a feeling and realize that I am with you and I'm inviting you to more, to know me deeper, then we get to step into that hope. We get to recognize the invitation and to respond to his heart, and we get to sing there. We get to rejoice there. And it says, even like the days when I brought her up from the land of Egypt, that was a time of rejoicing. That was a time of freedom. That was a time of celebration where God did great miracles. That is what the wilderness season is about. It's about God saying, I am transitioning you from where you have been, from what you have been locked in, and I'm actually taking you into a place of hope, a place of fruitfulness, a place of singing, of rejoicing, of knowing me deeply, of celebration, of freedom. That is what the wilderness season is about. That is what that place where you feel like, oh, everything is being stripped away is about. It's about, hey, we're going to be face to face. And in this place, you get to sing. You get to know me deeply, because now it's not about what's happening or not happening around you. It's about you and I. It's about him. And it says in verse 16, it shall be in that day, says the Lord, that you will call me my husband and no longer my master. You know, that's God's desire. God's desire is not that we would come to him like he's far away, he's distant, he's angry, and we're just afraid and timid, and we feel like we're nothing, we're rubbish. He's like, no, you're going to step out of a place where you just see me as a master, as a taskmaster who's judging you, who's waiting with a stick for you to step out of line. And you're going to actually begin to see me as your husband, as the one who loves you, as the one who wants to be intimate with you, as the one who wants to meet your needs, who cares about your heart, who is for you and not against you. It's a place of knowing God deeply and intimately and closely, knowing his voice, seeing his face, being face to face with the one who loves you and who steps you out of the things that have been a distraction, of the things that have been difficult, that have been tears, that where there's been no fruitfulness. And he says, now it's a place to sing, it's a place to rejoice, it's a place where there is life and where there's fruitfulness. You get to call him your husband and no longer just your master. Yes, we get to serve, but we get to serve from a place of love and knowing him deeply and knowing that we are in constant relationship with him. So I want to encourage you today, if you've been in a season that might feel like it's a wilderness season, or it's a dark night of the soul, or whatever you might call it, or you're just like, I just feel a bit distant, I feel like I'm not quite where I want to be. I want you to recognize that dissatisfaction is actually just God's invitation for you to step into more of who he is. That you come into a place where you're just alone with him and you take away the distractions. There's an invitation for us in this season to let go of distractions, to let go of the sin that so easily entangles us. And we actually get to come face to face with him and to say, Lord, I'm in this for you. I want to call you my husband and know you so deeply and closely, and not just as a master, but as the one who is for me, who sees me, who knows me, who loves me. And in that place, he brings hope, he brings rejoicing, and you get to sing in the wilderness because it's his invitation of love. So I bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I just bless your time with the Lord, that you would encounter him deeply.